Oh, we can't jump cut around that. Yeah, I just spilled my tea trying to be all classy and shit. Showed you how well that worked. Anyway, let's talk about a controversial subject within the realm of Star Wars. What is that controversy? Han shot first. Also known as this shit. A lot of hardcore original Star Wars fans, like OG, the guys that are in their 40s and 50s and debating online, will say, Han shot first, or you might have some Gen Xers going, fucking George Lucas raped my childhood. He made Greedo shoot first. Fuck this motherfucker. People are like, what are you talking about, huh? Greedo shot first, Claire shot first. No, you'll get it, you fucking faggot. Fuck you. Just as an example of what that comment section will devolve into, allow me to tell you my perspective on the Han shot first thing. Han Solo did shoot first. Han Solo was the only person to shoot first. This is fact. Now, why do I care about this change? This change represents Han Solo's character at its roots. This one little moment of Han Solo shooting Greedo in cold blood without a second thought shows that Han Solo is a man you do not fuck with. It is the old style Sergio Leone Western type badass that Clint Eastwood represented. It's the old Western badass of the guy that doesn't take shit from anyone and will kill you without a second thought. That is Han Solo in this scene. Obviously, he goes through a character arc where he becomes less of this cold-hearted bastard, and we start to see that the cold-heartedness and the closed-mindedness is really just a mask hiding a hard-ass dude with a heart of gold, which is what Han is. But as an audience member, you do not know that if you have seen the 97 version only. Now, let me tell you my experience with Star Wars. This was the first time I saw Star Wars on this tape. This version was released in the year 2000, and it's the 1997 special edition of Star Wars. So I didn't grow up with the unaltered cuts of Star Wars. I grew up with this tape. Later on, I decided that the unaltered version would be the version I would watch, and the only version I would watch for a long time. When my dad got me this version of Star Wars on DVD. Now, I said to my dad, hey, I'd like all the Star Wars movies one day. He got me all the versions of Star Wars. At the time when he got me this, I didn't know how important this DVD set was. I'm like, oh, I got the 2004 version, great. What do you mean 97 cut? What is this shit? Why would I want two versions of the same film? At one point I almost threw out the 1977 cut because I thought, oh, it's pointless. Why would you give me this shit? Thank God I didn't do that, because that would have been stupid. Now, for those that don't know what I am talking about, I'm going to show you side-by-side comparisons, or as side-by-side as I can do with Windows Live Movie Maker, of the scene that people are talking about and the context of Han shot first. Now, I will give you a disclaimer. The two versions will not be the most crisp, even best versions of this scene you can get. The 97 version of the film that I will be using is from the 2006 DVD version, which displays it in a 4:3 letterbox mode. 4:3, for those of you that do not know, means it was formatted for an old-style tube television. You know, like a tube TV. Here's a picture of a tube TV. It's not made for a widescreen display. You gotta fuck around with shit with different DVD players to make it fit your widescreen TV. That's one reason why a lot of people want a re-release of the theatrical cut. One, so they could get it cheap. Two, so they could get a better version than this damn DVD. And the version of the 1997 cut that I will be showing is from this video CD. Now yes, I said that right. This is video put on a CD. So if you're a fan of the Angry Video Game Nerd, you know the Sega CD being shit in terms of video? Well, that's what you're getting with this damn thing. So this is from the year 2000 as well, and it's sadly probably the best version of the 1997 cut that I can get my hands on. So here's the 1977 cut from the 2006 DVD release of A New Hope.
Yes, I bet you have.
And here's the 2000 VCD release of the 1997 cut.
I bet you have.
Now with this in mind, why is this so important, not only to his character, but film history as a whole? The unaltered versions of Star Wars, especially the original film, is probably one of the most influential films in history. At one point in time, George Lucas was requested to give the Library of Congress the original film prints of Star Wars. He didn't. He gave them the 97 prints, and he turned them down. Rumor is that these prints have been destroyed, which I find very unlikely. And there's a great documentary called The People vs. George Lucas. There's a great segment in that where they start talking about how it's bullshit that he would get rid of the original negatives of episode 4, 5, and 6. Because he would need those negatives in the first place to master the 97 version and to remaster it. And to go back and back and back and back and blah, 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 all sorts of complicated shit that I'm not going to go into. I'm 21 years old. So I obviously wasn't born when episode 4 was a new movie. But as a fan of the Star Wars saga and the Star Wars franchise, it is beyond important to preserve the unaltered versions of 4, 5, and 6 because of their historical significance, because of how they influenced the movie industry. If these versions are not preserved properly, and are not shown to our fellow Star Wars fans or our children, then I think, frankly, we will lose the original beauty of Star Wars. The remastered effects in this cut are nice looking. I don't mind the CG X-Wings. They look pretty. But they're not the effects that got this movie nominated for Best Picture. Oh, obviously I love this fucking movie. Why else would I buy a VCD of this movie? Because I'm crazy and I love Star Wars that much. If I didn't love Star Wars, then I wouldn't be making this video. I hope I made my case. I hope I made some semblance of sense in this video. And, yeah. Live long and prosper and have a nice day.